Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So we have another one of the Fido racing batteries sent over to us. This will now allow me to techie run the RC drift car and really put these little Lipos through the paces. Be interesting to see, because the chassis does come originally set up for low centre of gravity batteries. Both these batteries that they've sent are identical, so they're the Shorty packs, but the low centre of gravity ones. They are 2S 7.4 volt, 326 watt hour, 130C batteries, 5mm plugs on them, which we'll have to do some jiggery pokery with the wiring I've got set up on that, because these are obviously one-sided. So the negative is on the opposite side to what I built that car for, but that shouldn't be a problem. One thing to note with these batteries, they are the carbon ECP plus sort of material that they make these out of, and it does give lower internal resistance and longevity to the actual battery. It is also why you'll notice that these batteries are on the higher end of the price scale, but hopefully you'll see from my previous video the performance of them when I put them on the load test and everything, and certainly running them in this one will give us an idea if that price is justified. The 4400 mAh for a real slim Shorty pack, and they're quite lightweight as well. It's interesting to say the least. The quality of them looks pretty good, but let's bring in for a close-up look, show you how we go about fitting them in the car, and then hopefully take them for a run and put them through the paces. So first off, let's have a look at the fitment of the actual Lipos. So this RC, we did use the longer screws and the extra shims to bring these battery retainers up for the thicker Shorty packs, and I did wire it so I couldn't get them wrong with the positive too short to reach the negative. But now we've got some different ones to check, so they do fit in perfect, and literally all I've done is move the shims to the top to bring these back down to where they should be originally. Now on these we've got the 4mm posts, so for the negative I'm just going to slide over a 5mm adapter, and I've used these in quite a few RCs, never had an issue with them, so that fits in nicely. And then all I tend to do on my RCs is make one of these little cables up. You can make it as long or as short as you need, but I just have a 4mm adapter on one end and take it to a 5mm adapter on the other, and then I put the heat shrink on it. I would like to get some kind of cap for this, but as you see when I put it in, there's not really any way that that's going to push onto anything to short, so should be absolutely fine to run. Still using the FlySky Iron Ore 4 GYB, and I've never really seen any reason why I'd want to put a standalone gyro. It's fully configurable from the transmitter, and it seems to work pretty well. So as for fitment, these fit absolute perfect in there. I did make one of these up for the negative if I want to run it in one of RCs. But yeah, really nice batteries so far. Not noticed anything weird about the charge cycle of them. They seem really well matched, so if you did for whatever reason need to run a pair of these, really don't think it'll be an issue. But let's take it to track. I'll try and get a bit of running footage for you, and we'll see what these run like, because with the drift racing, anybody that knows to break away, you tend to go full throttle and give it the beans, as it were, and it's a very instant short burst of load from the battery. So you are doing that multiple times on a lap, and it really needs a pretty decent Lipo to be able to give you the same hit, so you can predictively get the rear end to break away when you're transitioning from drifting one way to the other. So yeah, be interesting to see if these little slimline batteries can cope with it. So let's get off to track and see what you make of it. we have it. Obviously can't record all the time. The track that we're going to is going under a bit of construction at minute. It's a new track at Pinkston, run by a couple of fellas that I know, and when it's fully up and running, I'll hopefully be able to get a lot more footage down there. They're hoping to have 1/10 drift track set up. They're not wanting to make the track so it's permanently fixed, so every X number of weeks they can change the layout at track, but they are going to get it looking a bit more like a drift track. The P-Tile is definitely interesting to drive on. The last time I was driving this was up at Northern Race and Drift, and they used the concrete painted. So yeah, definitely a different surface. We did run different tyres there just for the P-Tile. But yeah, from it seems to be more predictable every corner. But we had a good number of hours there. These batteries don't even get warm. But it's really nice to see that every time I want it to break away, I can hit full throttle, let it go into its turbo and boost. And it's quite a big transitional load on the actual battery. So if your batteries can't cope, you'll start missing the actual points where you want the wheels to spin up and break away. No issues whatsoever with these. Both battery, lap after lap after lap, the car just behaves exactly the same, which is really nice to see. It gives you a lot of confidence. 4400 mAh, literally on a drift car will get you hours. So what we tend to do, because I've got the BVD running on the FlySky transmitter, I will set the BVD alarm to be pretty close to storage mode for the Lipos. So I'll just run it, get one down to storage mode, chuck the other one in, another bunch of hours of driving later, and when you get home, both still in storage mode. I will stick these on the charger to get the resistance of each of the cells. So I'll be able to pop a picture up around here somewhere of what each cell's like resistance wise after we've run them. But yeah, really impressed with them. They fit nice, the car behaves really nice with them, and at least having a slimline low center of gravity, it means you can add weight where you want it rather than where you're forced to have it, because that's where your battery is. So certainly something that comes in on the drift RCs. It'll also come in on the racing buggies, because on a lot of them you've got little brass or metal plates that you can move around the chassis, and having a lower battery but still having a good amount of milliamp hour storage wise, you're going to get more predictable power all the way through your race. And it also means less weight in the Lipo, means more options of where you put that weight to balance your chassis. As on price on these, I've looked on the website and they seem pretty competitive with any batteries that are of this sort of higher quality. What I would say you could use for any high demand or race sort of scenario. They really don't seem to be bothered too much by high power draw, and charging wise they barely get warm, which is nice to see. I have got some Team Orion batteries that every time I run them and every time I charge them, they're not the low center of gravity, but they are 5800 milliamp hour, but every time you do feel the pack swelling, and we've had 4 of those and all 4 have been like it from new. Whether we just got unlucky with them or whether other manufacturers are just doing stuff slightly different, don't get a problem with these. These have been used, charged, used again, and perfectly flat. They don't rock around. There's no swelling, even though these are low center of gravity. And the slightest bit of swelling, you would see it in the case. As again with this sort of cling wrap what's on them, I tend to leave it on because it just stops the battery getting scuffed, but you can take it off. No issues with the connections getting loose or anything. So yeah, I now have a pair of these batteries and I've run them for a good number of hours now through the drift car. I just get consistent performance, which is what you want out of the Lipo. No swelling, no excessive heat build-up, and yeah, I'd have no issues whatsoever recommending these batteries. As I say, it's the first I'd ever heard of them when they reached out and offered to send them for review, but yeah, if the rest of the batteries are anything like these two that they've sent, no issues recommending them whatsoever. They seem pretty much bang on price. To say they are the carbon ECP plus batteries, so it should give longer life, and the claim it gives lower internal resistance over the life of the battery, so will be nice to see that. But yeah, hopefully this is useful and informative for you. So let's wrap this one up. So there we have it. The 4400 mAh 2S 7.2 volt carbon ECP plus Lipos from Fido. Nice batteries, fit well, behave well when they charge, and the internal resistance is what I'd expect. You'd have no issues running these as a pair to make 4S if you wanted a low centre of gravity 4S. Run them single and get exactly the same performance lap after lap Wtf Rc. No issues whatsoever. So yeah, quite nice. Big shout out to the team for sending them me for review. If you see any of me other reviews, I don't really care whether a product is sent to me or not. It gets reviewed. If there's bad points, you see it. If there's good points, you see it. So yeah, they're obviously pretty confident reaching out to a channel like mine to send something in for review. We have had some stuff sent for review that's not got a favourable review, and even if they ask me not to, the video still goes live. So yeah, thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.